Excellent. Okay. Well, welcome everybody to my actual second session of Event Check-in with Lisa. For those who may not know me, I'm Lisa Watson. I'm the founder of Find Travel, the ultimate resource for travel industry events, BAM, suppliers, education, networking opportunities, anything that you need for your travel business, you can find on Find Travel. And one of the segments or branches of Find Travel is the Travel Industry Events Guide Facebook group too. So those are the two areas that I do cover. Also want to let you know that the series with the event check-in chat is all about giving travel professionals an inside look at top industry events so you can decide which ones are the best fit for you. So we all see the emails come through, people kind of chatting about it on social media, but there's nothing out there that has a face-to-face where you could actually hear a little bit more about the event and also ask questions. So we all know that going to events is a time investment, money investment as well. And just want to be able to create a great experience for you to be able to learn more about industry events for your travel business. A little bit about my background. If you don't know me, I've been in the industry for over 20 various industries in group travel, meetings, incentives. I worked for ASTA for a while with their sister company, NACTA. And events is my background. And I've done probably about 7 or 8 national travel industry events for NACTA. And I also overlooked their FAMs and seminars to see. So events has a special place in my heart. And that's why I created the Facebook group and also created the industry calendar for Find Travel. So you can come to one place to find all things travel and also find all the travel events in one place where you can easily search by date and location and keywords. But today I am really excited to chat about an event that's been a staple for travel professionals in the Northern California for over a decade. All right. I mean, that's an amazing feat right there. It's the City2Sea event, which is hosted by the ASTA Sacramento chapter. So today joining me is Dianna Graves. She's the president of the ASTA Sacramento chapter and is a dedicated advocate for the travel advisor community. And also she's a travel advisor herself. So she has her own agency in that area of Sacramento. And she has played a key role in organizing City2Sea. And it is an annual one-day event that brings travel advisors and suppliers together for like education, networking, and industry insights. And we'll be talking a little bit more about what that all entails with Dianna. Like I said, it's an event that's been lasting for a while now, and Dianna will talk about it about like what I think it's 12 years. So it's an annual event. That's huge to have an event to last for 12 years, and it's still going strong. And so, why not? Let's just dive in to figure out, what makes City2Sea such a valuable event and why you should be considering to attend this event as well. So welcome, Dianna. I'm so happy
Hi,
that you're
Lisa.
here. Thank you for taking your time to be able to chat about your event today. And I was wondering if maybe we could just start off, if you could share a bit about the history about City2Sea and how it's kind of evolved over the years.
City2Sea, this is the 12th year now in Sacramento. It started back with our wonderful, fabulous agents that were with NACTA back then, Marilyn and Lucille starting the event. It's an annual event that the Sacramento chapter has. It's usually in the first week of April every year. And it brings together the suppliers and it brings together travel advisors to be able to create education for the advisors and also networking not only with the suppliers but also with other advisors. So, and that's one of the key goals of our mission this year is networking at the City2Sea 2025.
Excellent. I remember back in the NACTA days, and we talked a little bit briefly before we started the session. Oh, Lucille Carter and Marilyn Johnson. I just adore the two of them.
Yes.
They're the ones that started the event, and I remember when they brought it to the forefront when I worked at NACTA. And it was one of the very first big events that any of the chapters were putting on. It was them, and also I believe Eugenia too had a very large event as well too. But the City2Sea was amazing that they were, bringing in all these speakers. And I remember at the time, our president, Scott Keff, he came to be able to speak, and also Mary Clegg as well. So there's a lot of history behind that, and a lot of hard work too, because it's a lot of work putting on these events. And one thing that I really want to be able to stress about any chapter events, any aspect of chapter events, in our industry that are coming together, dedicating their time to be able to put on these events for you. So keep that in mind if you're thinking if you should or shouldn't go. This is a great way to support the efforts of your fellow colleagues that are dedicating their time towards ASTA to be able to bring this event to you. I know firsthand because I'm on the Mid-Michigan ASTA chapter board, and it's a lot of work to bring
Yes.
these events. Right, Diana, do you have a
Oh,
board as well too, correct?
yes, and we're in the last few weeks, so this is called stress time, trying to get
Yes.
everything together because we do have 42 suppliers that'll be at City2Sea this year, and we always have at least 100 or more agents that attend. So tying up the loose ends is just, I think, the most stressful part of it all.
Yes, you're right, because as an event planner, you want to get those numbers in. You want to know what you're projecting, especially if you do have any, F&B that you want to prepare for. So if you're on the fence of being able to register, definitely register sooner than later, because it really helps the meeting planners out to be able to really understand how many people are attending. And I do have up on the screen is that the event is taking place April 8th, so that's just around the corner. And and it is at the location of, let's see here, Citrus Heights Community Center in Citrus Heights, California. And I'm going to go right to your registration site right here too, because I'm sure it'll give us a little bit more information. For those who are on the Zoom with us, you will be able to see the registration link right in the chat for you. I will also share it on our Facebook page as well. And of course, you can always find this on the Find Travel events calendar. So the timing is 9 a.m., excuse me, to 4:30 p.m. So you got a nice long day of events. And since we're here, might as well we could talk a little bit more about the agenda. How does the day kind of roll out for everybody for your event, Diana?
Well, I encourage everybody to get there at 8:30 to register, come in and have some breakfast before we get going at 9 a.m. The morning will consist of two sessions of roundtables. Like I said, we have 42 suppliers, but we will have 30 that will actually be doing our roundtables in the morning. We have from hotel um, to cruises, to tour operators, to tourism boards, to a safari company, to air, rail. So we have the realm of suppliers coming to the event. Then we'll have a buffet lunch. After that, we'll have our keynote speaker. And this year, we've asked the tourism boards to come and share something culturally about their destination. So it's kind of called cultural immersion in destinations for our keynote speakers. Then after they get done with their portion, we'll have a trade show for about an hour and 45 minutes and end the day with prize giveaways.
Cultural immersion. I love that. That's awesome. Well, it sounds like you have a lot of diversity as far as different suppliers to be able to connect with and really be able to get more than just, a trade show. You're getting involved with different educational components and of course this cultural immersion portion as well. So that's excellent. And let's see here. We do have somebody who says that they're planning on registering. Yay, Brooke. Just okay. I hear you about childcare. I hear you about what to do with the kids. I got two boys, and it's always like I always want to go to these events, but trying to nail down of who's going to watch the kids. So I hope you can figure that out to be able to be part of the event. All right, and just kind of showing you the pricing too. There is the ASTA member admission and then a non-ASTA member admission. Now, what I love about your event, Diana, is that you're able to include those who are travel professionals. They don't have to be ASTA members, but we do always want to support you to become a member of ASTA, right? Because ASTA helps supports the travel advisor community. So keep that in mind when you come across the ASTA events, is that, they're different from those ones that are brought to you by travel media, also from other various associations who may not be nonprofit. So do keep that in mind as well when you are attending or trying to figure out where to invest your time and money, is that ASTA has your best interest in with you supporting not only your colleagues who are volunteering their time to bring you this great event, because it helps them knowing that all their hard work is appreciative and that somebody wants to be able to take advantage of what they're trying to do for you to be able to network locally. So just keep that in mind if you have other travel events that are kind of, where you're trying to weigh it all out. So
And
um,
we will have a promo code for $50 off to join ASTA at our City2Sea event. So that's another plus too.
oh, that's awesome. Hey, it's like getting money back from attending your event,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Because the price is pretty good for only 17.85, and then of course you got the processing fee. But that's a great event to be able to, or great pricing along with having that promo code. So thank you for sharing that. That's a huge bonus of being able to attend your meeting or your event. Now, let's see here. So, who would benefit the most from attending your event? Like, is it best suited for new advisors, experienced advisors, or everyone in between? What would be best?
This event every year changes so much that, I feel that it's for all advisors. And actually, this year we have such a different array of suppliers coming that we've had in the previous 2 years. So I think that's the best part of it, is that every year we're either able to add more suppliers or add different, the ways that we do the whole event, because in the past we've usually done panels in the morning sessions, but this year we're going to try the roundtables. So just trying something new all the time, I think benefits all the travel advisor community.
Excellent. And can you talk a little bit more about the roundtables? Maybe somebody's never experienced it before, because I've seen a lot of new travel advisors coming into the industry. So maybe can you talk about how your roundtables work a little bit?
Sure, sure. So our roundtables will have 2 sessions of roundtables, and each supplier that is registered to do a roundtable will hop from one table to the other table and have 5 to 6 minutes to present their product. So make sure that well, in our, I'm giving away a secret, but giving a little notepad with City2Sea in there so that you can take all your notes. So that when you see them at the supplier trade show, you can ask them more questions also. But they'll be going around sharing their product, 5 6 minute presentation to each of the tables.
That's excellent. So I love that. It's just instead of just being at a trade show and feeling like that you're hurrying through and trying to get all the tables and get as much information as possible, having those round table sessions, those one-on-ones kind of gives you that more intimate networking opportunity to be able to really connect with that travel advisor. So, what do you recommend for travel advisors to bring to your event? I know one thing that we always tell ours. What would you like people to see to be prepared to come to your event with?
I I would like them to come prepared with their pens, their papers, take notes so that you have all the information on each supplier. Also, something Lisa taught me one year at a ASTA convention. April last year we did have some rain at our event. So sometimes if are a cold person like I am, bring those little hand electric battery run hand warmers.
Farmers, yes. So
Because we
that's
don't
funny you
have
bring that up.
control of the air conditioning in the event. Um, but bring also an open-mindedness to learning about a new supplier that you may not have ever thought of using before, and here you have them before you and utilize that contact.
Yeah, absolutely. That's funny that you bring up the hand warmer. I was just talking about so that's great. So it's great. Rico, right? And we were freezing. I mean, it was so ice cold. And I
Yes.
had my portable, I have to have my portable little hand warmer because if I have cold hands, I am miserable. Absolutely. I can't focus or anything. And I'm just trying my best to warm up my hands. And I saw she was struggling too. So we were passing that hand warmer back and forth. So, yes, dress accordingly, bring an extra little cardigan, if you feel like that you're getting a little bit too cold, or if it's too hot, dress in layers. That always helps too. But another thing, business cards. Always bring
Yes.
your
Yes.
business
Yes.
card. Bring more than what you think that you even need, because sometimes some suppliers are like doing maybe a drawing or something and they want extra business cards. And I
And
know
we
that.
will be doing drawings. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, definitely, because there's, I know that sometimes we always get in that like, oh my gosh, I didn't plan this right. I forgot to print out my business cards, and you can cross off your name off from somebody else's card to write your name. Try to avoid that at all costs, because you want to have that professional image. You want to have that polished look. So if you got your business cards, bring more than you think that you even need, because more is better than not enough, because you never know who you run into. And I know that a popular thing now are the digital business cards, which are cool, but some BDMs like them. Some aren't, it's not the biggest fan because it goes right into their phone. So it kind of gets buried, out of sight, out of mind. But having that physical card. So, if you're on the fence, like, oh, I want to save, I want to be green, waste paper. But, right now, I think that, having both, where you can have the option of, hey, do you want a digital or a hand, or a physical card, and give them the choice and stuff. So definitely keep that in mind. So thank you for saying, bring pad of paper and an open mind too, because sometimes with, if you're at your host agency, I know that they have their own affiliates and partners and everything, but sometimes, keeping that open mind with another supplier and learning about them may open up more doors, because if you're seeing that this supplier is very something that interests you and your clients, that always gives that opportunity for you to bring it up to your host agency or your consortia, saying, hey, I ran into the supplier. I'm very interested. Is there any way that we can get them on with a partner or whatnot? Or if you're an independent agent that you don't have a host agency, and you can make your own decisions on what partners to work with, that's definitely key. I love that you mentioned that, Dianna, is that have an open mind. Absolutely. All right, I'm kind of
Yeah, because
going.
I see sometimes I see, a supplier come and they're like, oh, I don't know if I've ever used them, but then like maybe 3, 4 months down the line, your client might ask you for something and it'll remind you in your head to say, oh, what about that person? So always keep it open. I find that so helpful for me because sometimes I just say, oh, I'll never use that one, but I end up using it somewhere down the line.
Right, yeah, you surprise yourself. I know I do that all the time, where I'm like doubting something and I'm like, you know what? I need to, keep that open mind, and usually I do end up taking advantage of whatever I have a closed minded to. So don't miss out on a possible opportunity. Always keep that open mind. All righty, I'm kind of looking at some of my other questions here too, so bear with me. All right, so any deadlines for your registration? What's the cutoff date to be able to register for your event?
There's no cutoff. We will even take walk-ins on the day of the event.
Oh, that's nice. At least there's that flexibility, but I always recommend people to register because then everybody can plan accordingly. We all think about if you're putting on an event or putting on a travel event and just not knowing exactly who's all coming. But at least there is that opportunity, which I think that's great for people kind of like I'm horrible at making plans, especially with the kids and everything. It's like if it's a good day and it works out, then yay, okay, that's great that there's a walk-in. But there's some days that it's just and we just have to take it as it goes. So that's nice that you have that flexibility. All righty. So here's this one question that I think I skipped over, but I like to ask this. So City2Sea is different from your chapters, like regular monthly meetings, correct? Can you explain what what makes this event special compared to your
Sure.
other
So
events?
So our monthly chapter meetings are usually sponsored by one supplier each month, or sometimes we have webinars. We and Sacramento usually do the dinner chapter meetings. Like this month will be next week with Alma Waterways sponsoring our dinner. Whereas City2Sea, like I said, has 42 suppliers right there for you to, have contact with. So much different feeling, a little faster pace. But it's an annual event, so it's just a great event that we can put out there for the travel advisor community in Northern California.
Well, that's great that you have both events. You have the smaller networking events that may take like 2 hours or whatnot,
Right,
and really have that intimate setting with just that one supplier or two. And then you have this larger event to really be able to bring a collective, a variety of suppliers for your chapter. So that's great that you have that opportunity to be able to bring both of those type of events to your chapter members. Now,
right. And we usually have our chapter, we have a monthly chapter meeting every month except for May and November.
how would somebody know more about your meetings if they're interested of knowing how to find out about your next chapter meeting, and how would they go about registering for it?
Well, they just could contact me at sacramento@asta.org, and I could put them on our invite list. And then they would every month when our registration goes out, they could be notified that the chapter meeting, or all members of our ASTA chapter, our ASTA chapter actually gets a monthly newsletter too. So all the information is in our monthly newsletter as well.
Excellent. So definitely, if you're interested in getting more information about any of the upcoming events in the Sacramento area, get on that list for the newsletter, because that will probably be your best bet. And when in doubt, too, you can always come to Find Travel to the travel calendar. Diana's always hey, Lisa, this event's coming up. So I like to post that on my calendar. You can put in keywords, even location as well. So you could just bring up all the events in California, and then you can see which ones I have listed on there. And I believe also too, ASTA has their own calendar to list chapter events too. So if you're
Sure.
not seeing any of the newsletters, if it's getting caught up in your server or those other files, definitely know that there's other places for you to be able to go to find their great events, because definitely take advantage of them, because not only hard work goes in behind them to bring them to the forefront for you, but it's also a great way for you to get out of the house, to just be with your fellow colleagues. And sometimes we just need that energy, just being with, like individuals, and knowing the hard work, the struggles, and the victories that you all share, and to really be able to build that networking with those suppliers, because that's the key thing, is having those relationships with the suppliers. And there's nothing better than doing that face to face, because it really helps bring that human element into the networking, instead of just sending emails back and forth. So definitely check that out. And Diana, if you could you put your email address in the chat, so if
Sure.
people are not on your newsletter list, that they can easily email you, so they can get their email address on there. And I'll also share that too in our group once I do put the video up there for you, and you can always use that as a resource as well too. Alrighty. I feel like there was something else that I wanted to ask you, and I'm forgetting what it is. Shoot. Let's see here. Well, let me go and see if there was any questions. Looks like we need to slow here. All right. I want to ask you, Diana, what's the thing that you're looking forward to the most about your event?
I'm looking forward to the keynote speakers this year, and bringing in, just the culture and the feel of their destination for the advisor, especially for those who have not maybe, been able to go to these places. So I'm really looking forward to what they're going to present.
Excellent. All right. Is there anything else that you want to share about your event that we may have not spoke about at all?
No, I don't think so. I just want to, say again that we're having a lot of great suppliers, and again, new suppliers from the past 2 years. So it's going to be, I think, very interesting and very informative.
Excellent. All righty. Diana, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And thank you for being my second interview for my event check-in with Lisa. And thank you for sharing all the wonderful details about City2Sea. It sounds like an amazing event, like always. It's a great place to learn, connect, and grow travel professionals, businesses. And definitely, those who are interested in it, register now so they can plan accordingly. If not, there's that walk-in opportunity. So I do hope that you do consider attending. And of course, if any of you are looking for more travel industry events, go to findtravel.com and just click on travel events, and you can find a lot more travel events in your area. Like what I said before, you can look it up by location. There's a little icon that shows you on a map where all the events are. I even have a FAM calendar, and there's also like a training, or actually educational center too, that you could just go to and find more education that's free for you. And I'm a big advocate as far as education, so that part you can find free and find travel. And I will have a session that's coming up that will just basically show you how to work the Find Travel calendar, because there's so many cool features on there. Because right now, well, before I was up to over 400 events on that calendar, just
Wow.
for just this year alone. But some of them have, already ended for the year, so the number's gone down. But there's a lot of really cool events, and they're actually vetted by me. I just don't post any old events, so they're all hand entered, giving you kind of feedback about the event and where you can register at. So I will be having that session coming up. I think it's on April 1st. Also, too, this Friday, I have my next event check-in chat for the New Jersey spring trade show. So if you're in the New Jersey area, I will be talking to Rick Artis. I hope I'm saying his last name right. He will be talking about his trade show that happens every year. And he also has a fall trade show too. And that's just around the corner. I believe it's on April 19th. And I may be going to the event. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm hoping that'll all work out because again, I also have to figure out what to do with the kiddos. So but definitely thanks to everyone who tuned in today. Mark your calendars for City2Sea for April 8th. And I will see you at the next event check-in this Friday. And stay tuned for more details for even more upcoming events. I think we're going to do the South Florida Spring Affair event. And I'm also going to be talking to Ann Lewis too about her the Travel Excellence Summit that's happening in, I think, Connecticut, New Hampshire. It's on the East Coast around there. So stay tuned with on dates about those chats as well. So, all right. Thank you again, Diana. And thank you
Thank
everybody who attended
you.
today. I appreciate it. You guys take
Thank you,
care.
Lisa.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.